Okay, today I'm here with Mr. Arthur Evelyn. Well, you tell me who you are, sir.
Yes, well, okay, yes. Name is Arthur Evelyn. I am the pharmacist and operating a what do you call it, drugstore, etc.
Okay.
And I've been doing this now for about 60 odd years. Yeah.
Okay. I'm here today. I wanted to get some facts and some information about the history of the Nevis Turf and Jockey Club.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope I can give some.
Okay. First off, why was it started?
It was the Nevis Turf and Jockey Club was started to view to improving to improve horse racing on the island. That's basically what it is. Because when it was commenced, there was already horse racing, but not in an organized manner. So this was Spencer and other business houses. I'm sure you all got these names. Spencer and Sicily Hall got together and decided to, make build up on what is there, make it more attractive to people. And so we started and continued for some time.
Okay.
So it was before then, it was like we just did horse racing, different places. Wherever there was an area that we felt we could have run some horses, we did it that way, in a very disorganized manner. So the idea was to improve on that, build on that, and make it more better established organization.
Okay. Tell me about a Mr. Angoy. Where does he fit into this story?
Angoy, if I can remember, and I'm sure Spencer perhaps remember better more than I can. It is that he somehow we got to know each other, and he showed interest in our view, as it were, to improve on horse racing. And so we worked together. I must say that I can't remember the exact details, the exact things, what part he played and so on. If I may say this, I don't Spencer Brain would have been better than mine. That he came in with us with a view to better organize, have a better organized horse racing. That was, but it was basically horse racing. It didn't have a name as far as I can remember.
Okay. Okay.
And so we moved on from there.
Okay. You were a horse owner at one time?
Yeah. My first horse I owned was just an ordinary horse, no pedigree. It was not pedigree. It was just a horse, and a small one, which I figured that I could ride and enjoyed it. And then I moved on from that to another horse and so forth. We built up, we got really built up on what we had, what we started with.
And where did you get those original? Where did those horses come from?
Here, just horses that were bred here.
Yeah, so
No special breeding, no special breed. They're just horses.
Horses.
Yes, that anybody who was interested in running horses came in and we did it.
Okay.
That's how we started. And I won't say disorganized, but it was not, it was just, we did it for recreation purposes.
Okay. Were you ever a jockey?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
When my first experience and my first time that I went on a racetrack. I was in my early teens. I did this at a estate called Madden's. And at Madden's, my father was the manager.
Okay.
Animals, the race and so on.
Okay.
So I had this horse. And, we got together, some of us, got together there at Madden's and established a track. When we had done the first race, and this was the first race, was just disorganized, let me put it that way.
That was before the club was organized?
Oh yes,
before the club, okay.
Yeah. And I recall this, that being an estate, the other horses owned by the owner of the estate. So, on one occasion, we said we'll organize to have a couple more horses to make the thing interesting. And so my father, being manager of the estate, I was able to get a horse from him, just to borrow it as it were.
What areas? Make up numbers.
Right. I then rode. And my father had always said he should not ride with any spurs. Now you know what the spurs.
Yes, you put on your boots and you dig the horse in the side. Yes.
And I disobeyed him. He did not know. But I used that same horse as you go to win the race. By putting on that horse, and he didn't. For me, I'm not accustomed to it. Not realizing that I'm digging to the horse all the time, from the time it starts.
Yeah.
And when we had reached a curve, it couldn't make it. It went, and both of us fell.
Yeah.
You can't forget that one. The horse fell with me, because it was going at this rate.
Yeah.
And here is a sharp bend.
Yeah.
And down we went.
No, okay. It went around the corner too fast.
Too fast.
Yes.
Too fast. That happened at Madness. And from there on, I continued to move from here, there, Spencer would tell you several places.
Okay. Just tell me what you remember about the different tracks.
Yeah. Well, the first one I was just telling about, that was just a thing that was...
was it Madden's when you're talking about?
And Madden.
Madden's
it was an animal area. And so my father, being the manager, he allowed us, he assisted us in starting this racing, horse racing that way, in a very disorganized manner. For, as I said, when I rode and I used the spurs and caused the horse to run, and then my father was ready to say, look,
you cut ass.
Cut ass is right, because I should not have done it. However, it went on like this there for a while, because I remember people who were here in high office, particularly outsiders, white people and so forth, were here, that they used to attend the races there for the sake of going somewhere at some time.
So no admission was charged, anything?
No,
everything
no,
was
no,
free, the whole
no,
thing? No
was,
prizes either?
No, that's just for the just
for
fun.
fun.
Just
Okay.
for fun. That was it all. Fun. And then, well, as Spence would tell you, it gradually moved from one place to the other. Several places it moved up to. Over there where the airport is now, I guess we'd have told you.
What was that one called?
There was one day.
No, what was that one called at the airport?
Gosh, I don't remember.
That's not Bambusha, right?
Bambusha was in, yes, it will be Bambusha. Because Bambusha was the name of a little area there where people would get a little drink and that sort of thing. bamboo shape. That's right. That's what it was, as you mentioned, that was called. And it moved from there and went in, let it go from there. It's so long ago that.
So like this first race you mentioned in Madden's, general, like just a ballpark, what year would that have been? The 50s, 40s, 60s, what?
Early 50s.
Early 50s was
Yeah,
the Madden's.
let's see. I was born in 1928. And it was around when I was 10, 11 years or so. So it would have been early 50s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then Plaza, my father was the manager. Yeah. And then there was, there was horse running, let me put it like that. Horse running in various parts of the island. Went to different places where it was possible to run, have a race. And then it was even, then went on west, over in that area again where I was born. There was a road from the sea come up to the public road. And that was used as well.
As the track itself?
Track itself.
Oh, okay. But that was an uphill track?
Uphill track.
Okay.
So the fellas go down with the horses and start down by the sea.
Okay.
Came up and end almost on the government road and the main road.
What area was that again?
Madden's.
Oh, the same Madden's.
Okay. No, sorry. Madden. Butler's Plantation.
Butler's Plantation. And that's where you grew up?
That's where I grew up. That's where I was born. And that's where I grew up.
Okay.
I grew up between there and Madden's.
Okay.
Cottage, the lands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the original. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And from there, things gradually improved in, doing things a little better, better organized. And to the point, then it reached the point where Spencer and I, a lady by the name of Cicely Hall, you may have mentioned that,
yes,
working for government and so forth. We got together.
So that's the three of you?
The three of us. And we decided, let's really form a proper horse racing club, or whatever we call it. And that's where we started. And this is how we worked with the treasurer, Spencer was secretary, and I was president.
Okay.
President, Spencer secretary, treasurer.
Okay.
Of course, Spencer will actually correct anything that I tell you because he will remember.
Yeah, he's pretty much the same.
I carry. And horse racing took place different places. Low ground, I don't know. You know that name, Spencer. Right. This is sort of thing. Indian Castle, that is where also from when we started at Indian Castle, we were better organized. We had then were able to encourage one or two white people, to own horses and come in with us.
Okay.
At that stage.
Make up the numbers.
Make up the numbers.
Do you remember any of the surnames of these same white people you mentioned?
Let's see if I
I know my grandfather mentioned the Chattertons.
The Chattertons, yes. Yeah, my father, Chattertons were friends. But we also had a magistrate, Spencer, and a doctor. Who were then, they were not partakers of the thing, but they were there, they were
supporters.
Yeah, because I'm trying to remember some names. One I know was a magistrate and head of the island. Bowers. B-O-R-R-O-U-G-H-S. Bowers. That's again. Spence again might be able to agree with them. And so this was held at the same place, Madden's, as I mentioned earlier. It came to that point in Madden's where my father and these guys became friends, and they would come and visit him there. We would have this horse racing there, which to find some place of entertainment, some place to go for recreation with people in the area. So it was really ad hoc, nothing special that thing. And so then is where I really became, I just got into it myself. I loved it. As I told you, I had a big fall, and that didn't stop me. And that was because of I disobeyed my father. He told me, do not use spurs. And I did it unknown to him. So the horse was going faster than it should have
around the corner, yes.
Anyway, things moved on there, and then so we became pretty well organized with Spencer and Mrs. Harper. Put a lot into it in preparation of places to run the horses. We had to look for places. Spencer will tell you that hours and days we were on the track. Over at Long Point, we had one. From there went to Indian Castle. And we were so enthused, we were so keen on this horse racing. We spent hours and sometimes days just trying to give a very good track. So that we try to prevent horses from falling. Indian Castle was the last place that I rode. But it went on after that for some time. Spencer again, like myself, we would go there, spend hours in preparation of the track to do what we think should be done, measuring of the tracks, forming the track, and so forth. We both really did a lot of work into it. And then so we left it to others. Spencer, of course, still active, I think. But Spencer is still active in it. I am not so active. But Spencer is.
So who helped, apart from the president, the secretary and the treasurer, did you have anybody else working with you to help with track maintenance or help you organize or anything, or just the three of you?
It was nothing special. If we were going to do track clearing, Spencer and I, we would ask them, what did we ask?
You would hire people
and
clear the track.
That's right. Yeah, we do that way.
So from back then to the present now, what do you think of the state? I know it's nothing's really happening now, but
no. Why? I don't know. Horse racing, well, okay, let me say this. And Spencer again will tell you, we spent hours on that same track at Long Point, in your class. And it was merely out of our interest, our happiness.
Your love for the sport, the love of the sport, yeah.
Yes. And it attracted people from St. Kitts. And I remember again, I said, well, I go down there, and we had a doctor living up at Ginger, and he was there. I can't remember his name, but I remember him because I developed in riding the horse there. I developed probably at the back of my feet here.
Achilles.
Yes, cramps.
Okay.
I can't forget that one. Severe cramps. Because in riding you up to this in the saddle. And luckily there was a doctor there. And he was able to help my parents. Because I was quite young. So those are the things that don't go away from my mind.
So you left a lot of blood on the track. And Jerry, you left a lot of blood, sweat and tears on the track in the sport itself.
Yeah. But Spencer will tell you that he spent hours there on the track just to get the thing at a certain standard. But things like this, we could continue ourselves and to bring in people, try to bring in younger people. Yeah. They were not cooperating. But still, I admire Spencer, but I think he's still, up to when I think they had races there last, but Spencer was still involved in it.
At what point did you bow out?
I bowed out after I got that cramps at in the class, as I told you.
Mm-hmm.
In riding, cramps was so severe.
Oh, okay.
And I said, luckily there was a doctor there who was able to get my parents supplements.
No, I mean, what time did you leave the club itself?
Oh,
About,
but I used to not be active as Spencer did, but I used to I'd go to the races, but not taking part.
Oh, okay.
Taking part in it. I know Spencer continued and he really put a lot into it himself, certainly did. But, and sometimes, you know, these things, you get what I don't. I think I got to the point where we're not getting the cooperation from even the horse owners. And it was, not, I just discontinued. We didn't enjoy it. We didn't enjoy it anymore. So that's as far as I can certainly remember. Yes, it's a younger brain than I am.
Do you think there's any?
Did he tell you?
You think there's any hope for it coming back?
That's a good question. I was thinking this thing, or hoping that it would, but I haven't seen any sign.
If you had to speak to the younger people that's involved in it now, as far as to revive it, what? Maybe you can even look into the camera and tell them what advice would you give? What advice would you give the people now involved with it to bring it back to its glory days?
I will encourage them in whatever way I can and offer my assistance to some degree that I would give it. I would like to do that. But we must say that as though the interest is not there.
For you, your personal interest,
yes, it's not there because of the way the horse owners and the riders. You know, it's some things you can tolerate. If you're going to do something, you do it best with the best you can. Yes. So,
if you put the love of the sport first, everything else should follow, right? You straighten out everything else.
That's right. Exactly. That is true. And that is why I love horse racing. I love it. And Spencer, Mrs. Sicely Hall, I think you mentioned that name. Yeah. And others. We thought that we brought it to a level where as in Spencer, we're attracting horse owners from cities to bring their horses over to Nevis. But it needs work. It needs that you put your heart in it. Just don't do this one meet with you do something good. Another meet, people get that talent. People don't like that. They go to see horse racing. When they go, it's not organized and so forth. There was interest. But we go back to the time when we started. We put in a lot of work. Spencer in the preparation of the tracks. Yeah. We put in a lot of time. And Mrs. Holly Treasurer, she supported us well. But then you get after that, you get people who want to have something, want to see something going well, but they're not participating. And you get discouraged because you're not just doing that for yourself. And you try to get them involved in some way. Even sometimes you will offer them money and they tell you, okay, yes, I'm going to do this and that. That's something I can't tell you. It's not me to do that. I like to know if I'm doing something, I want it done the best that possible. Spencer is the same. But Spencer, I admire him, but he's still to it. But I don't know what's happening now. We haven't had any races.
No.
For a long, for some time.
Okay.
So that is sort of information briefly. If I perhaps missed out on something which I don't remember.
Yeah.
But that,
Well, you've given me quite a lot, so that could work with.
It was my hobby. It was my joy as a rider. I still occasionally, if they have a meet in the park, I go there. It would be nice to have it continuing, but as a place for entertainment, people coming to the island, they want somewhere to go. And then you have Spencer told you this Chaplain Secretary, so a very wealthy fellow, person. I think he showed some interest in it. What was his name?
Sharp?
Sharp. Yeah. But then he started it over there, and I understand this place it's passed away. Nobody seemed to be having don't hear about it anymore. Yeah. So it would be nice. I wish it could have continued. So for some people coming to the island, see something, have some fun. I think we have done all this. Yes. We've worked hard. We have spent time on the track, but we have that person actually going daily, using instruments, stones, and all sorts of things. It was fun. I thought it was fun. Leave my business place and I go over there to the track. Spend hours there. That is fast.
Okay. Well, thank you.